Hi guys, here we have, as promised on Instagram, a kit review video, and it's a little bit of a show off as well for the kit that I've got for my airsoft endeavours. So what we're going to start off first is we're going to start off with clothing. So I've just got some relatively cheap combat shirt, as you can see multicam, and I've also got some Helicon trousers that I managed to get from a retailer who had got them on sale. They were only charged, I think, £5, something like that. They've got a really good water resistant coating to them. These bad boys, I'd stretch it to say maybe even waterproof. You can kneel straight into a puddle of mud and nothing comes through. So we'll get onto the actual gear itself now. So first and foremost is my harness rig, which is an 8 fields split rig, which is perfectly designed for the those of the chubbier variety like myself. Fully adjustable. You've got Velcro tabs just over the adjusters so that any excess you can sort of wind up. So first and foremost, we have got magazine pouches, M4. It's a molly system, so you can adjust those, put those wherever you like, left, right, doesn't really matter. I've got them on my left. I tend to find it's a little bit easier to pull them out. So just popping it out it comes straight in the bottom of the gun. Pouch. Split harness actually comes with 2 pouches when you originally get it. I've got a dump pouch, bought that separately, Viper Tactical, and up on the top I have a kill rag just here, which I've got from Patrol Base. Other bits of kit, just some cheap, natty, horrible little green gloves that I bought off Amazon, probably something in the region of about 10 years ago. Still use them, they're quite comfortable. I'm probably going to look at getting an upgrade because they're in green. I prefer to have some in tan to match the multicam. In terms of action cameras, I have 2. I have the original GoPro Hero, which I've had for absolutely donkey's years, because I went in a competition, it was free, so still works. It was the primary helmet camera until fairly recently, but now I'm changing it out and swapping it and putting it on the wrist rail. I've got an 8-man 4K, which I bought off Amazon, which was about £35, something like that. I thought, well, 35 quid, give it a try. The image quality is not bad. Audio, not great, but I believe that's got an awful lot to do with the case that it uses. So what I'm going to do is probably Dremel a few slits into where the mic is to try and improve things. Now, in order to power the camera, which is going to be on the wrist rail, and also when I get one of the scope cams, I've got a power bank, 5000 milliamp, mounted with a slightly larger than normal flashlight mount. Get onto the pièce de résistance. This is the Specna arms, or Specna arms, Edge series E-15. M4 platform. Absolutely beautifully well made gun. You can see it's absolutely gorgeous. It's licensed by Specna from Rock River Arms in the US, who make an awful lot of the M4s in use, I believe, by the American FBI, CIA, stuff like that. I think I read that somewhere. The stock hop-up that they used in the Edge. Mine wasn't great. Seemed like it was losing air seal. Recently, I replaced that because I'd gone to a couple of game days, some of the footage previously, where you noticed me using a rental, because I was trying to use this, get it to the place, fire through the chrono, which, 150 foot per second, it was going nowhere. So recently, I replaced the hop-up with, you can see there, a Max model ME Sport. Just see it gold there. Absolutely cracking little CNC'd hop-up. Put that in, it's been firing like a charm. The amount of hop that it puts on the BBs now is pretty nuts. I'm shooting 2.8s, and what setting have I got it on? 4. 4 out of 10. So it shoots incredibly well. This thing isn't even a flat hopped. This is just a standard hop. I've not changed that. On the top, I have a fake hog from Kingscope, 4 times. Not overly necessary. If you've been airsofting before, you know most times with something like this, a red dot scope is probably the better option. However, with this thing tuned up with the amount of hop on it, with the potential ability to put even heavier BBs in them and still get them out, the 4 times scope will come in pretty damn handy. Probably the only thing I need to do is get a riser. I've noticed with some of my headgear, it's not perfect. It's a little bit low, so I have to get right down in order to see it properly, which isn't always an easy thing to do. One thing it does have at the bottom, which is awesome, is it's got a bring up the camera. It's got a actual iron sights on the top with a fibre at the top. It's good, really good. Very impressed. So now I'm going to move on to headgear. So we'll start off from the bottom and then work our way up. So I have 2 go-to face protection systems. I have this one here, which is another 8 Fields product. Simple mesh mandible mask, straight over, secured up there. It's not a bad mask, works pretty well. The only issue that I find is that there's buckles here, which aren't particularly the best place ever for them, that press on my ears when I'm wearing the helmet. So, although it's good, and it does keep the sides of your face protected, I do find that those buckles sometimes can be a bit of an inconvenience. Second, which is one that I bought recently, it's kind of like a balaclava style one, polyester. It covers your entire head. It does a pretty good job of it as well. Other than that, it does exactly the same job. Mesh stuff on the front is still just as sturdy. It's apparently rated to take high impacts without breaching, and I do believe it because it does seem to be pretty strong material. But it is only material rather than the thicker paddedness of this mask. Then for the eyes, one of my go-to eye protection is the iForce goggles. Pretty damn popular. They are everywhere, usually for about £15. So they are cheap as chips. They're dual pane, which should help with fogging issues and things like that. And I've seen a lot of people say they don't get fogging at all. I do. It fogs. I don't think there's a pair of goggles out there sub 60 quid that are not going to fog. But they are exceptionally good. You can detach the strap and just have it as glasses. You can detach the arms, still keep the strap, and have it as kind of like, goggles. But they are pretty damn comfortable, I've got to give them that. And they are fully adjustable up and down to suit everybody's faces. Last but not least is the helmet. An absolute beast of a helmet. I have it obviously mounting action camera on the front. It's got a multicam cover, and it's even multicam for the hard plastic underneath. I have, which I bought fairly recently as well, a battery pouch for the back of it, which holds another 9,000 milliamp hour power bank, which is for use with the action camera. But when I've got the cable routed in, it will come around the side and plug into the side of the action camera to make sure it's just keeping an eye on all the action that should last the entire day. It's got a fast adjust on the back, which is quite handy. The action camera versus the power bank means that the weight is pretty even. It's got plenty of hook and loop on it as well. Minor accessories, things like that. With the edge, you get 2 of the polymer Specna Arms mid-cap mags. So there are 120 BBs, if memory serves, in these. I don't use these as my go-to, because I tend to use these SEMA high caps. And these, I believe, hold somewhere in the region of about 300 BBs. And both of those on the front right, they are the primary magazine that I will use with the gun. If you've got any more questions specifically about the gauge, drop them in the comments. I'll happily answer absolutely anything about it at all. If you did enjoy the content, please like, subscribe. Take care, guys. I'll see you out in the fields.